Alrighty, we're now recording. Hi everybody. This is that one D&D game that I haven't necessarily named yet. Um, this is going to be our first kind of actual game video that I'll be posting. There should be another video coming up pretty quick, doing a recap of everything that's happened up till this point. So please watch that before you watch this, because if you don't, you're going to be super confused like Eric here. It's going to be great. Real quick, I'm Emma. I'm your dungeon master, slash controller of all things in this world. This is my homebrew world, and we are currently in a small city called Typhas. That's kind of a port town that's largely been abandoned by its country and everybody's notice until very recently. We're going to go through each character in person and just kind of describe who they all are for your convenience.
Cool.
So, Nina, if you could start, that would be awesome.
Hi, I'm Nina. I play Amber. She is an ex-bandit as of now, and she can use magic, which is rare in this world. Fun stuff.
Yep, very rare. Austin, go ahead.
My name's Austin. I play Artoris, or Artie. I'm a halfling. I live in Typhas. I like to drink a lot and cook food and have fun. And I'm here for a great...
Well, there you go. All right, Brandon, take it away.
My name's Brandon. I play Edwin. My character grew up in Typhus, and he took under the leadership role of the Reeve to kind of learn how to be a guard, how to fight, and how to lead people.
Cool. Graham?
Hi, my name is Graham. I play Froy, who is a 12-year-old hermit, and that's all you get to know.
Yeah, screw you, audience. And Matt.
Well, I'm Matt, and oh god, where are my notes?
Find them. Where's my
I,
pages of backstory?
I am
Lead with
playing.
Suit Daddy.
Suit Daddy
That's a dumb nickname that we will not involve in the video, but I play Osric Emberforge, an aspiring master forger and occasional combatant. He prefers ranged combat, which is not entirely common for dwarven folk, but he's just wandering the continent, trying to learn everything that he can, and hopefully not die in the process.
There you go. I would like to note that I do have our Discord included in the video. Like, it's a little on the sidebar. You'll see it once I post it. So everyone can indeed see that your nickname is Suit Daddy Oz.
It certainly is.
Yep.
I made a stupid offhanded joke, and it's stuck forever.
It's beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah.
We do have another player who is known as Sufi. His real name is Adam, but he is currently not feeling too well, and so he's not able to join us. But he's not with the rest of the group right now anyway, so it kind of works out a little bit that
He's
I'll
known
be
as
able
Sufi
to...
to us, but his character is Elisha.
Yes, his character is Elisha. The one thing Typhus has going for it is it has a pretty spectacular archive, also known as a library, that Elisha's family has been taking care of for who knows how long, since before the gods died about 1,000 years ago. And Elisha is kind of next in line to become the keeper of the archives, but due to various circumstances, he's now kind of venturing off, or thinking about venturing off into the world to try to cure his sister of some unknown curse that nobody can really figure out what's going on, but has slowly caused her to lose her sight, speech, hearing, and has now left her comatose. But he is off protecting some of the other NPCs in a cabin off in the woods. And I'm sure that here pretty soon I'll have like a solo side session with him real quick just to see what he's been up to and conversations that he wants to have with those characters. And it should be pretty good. But right now we are with this group as they travel back into town dealing with some shit. So, last time on Dungeons & Dragons, the party left Pax's woodland cabin, heading back to the city of Typhas. However, they did not leave together. After a tense discussion on their future and their temporary partnership with Roy to help save Sarah from Velen, a lot of the group questioned Edwin, Oz, and Artie's decision. Things grew so heated that Oz left the party and ventured off into the wilderness on his own, saying that he was done with the group. Pax ushered everyone along, telling them that they needed to go to town now if they wanted to take any part in his rescue of Sarah, so the group wasn't able to properly handle Oz leaving. Froy and Artie went with Pax on his horse to hurry back to Typhas. Elisha stayed behind to watch over Isabel and Avalon. Amber rushed towards town on foot, and Edwin ran after Amber to give her a magical book and then ran after Oz. Edwin eventually caught up to Oz, and he tried to talk to him and calm him down, but Oz wasn't having any of it. He likened the group's questioning of his decisions to his older brother, and he had no interest in reliving that sort of relationship. Once Edwin knew the conversation was going nowhere, he simply walked together with Oz in frustrated silence back to town. Amber looked through the book as she hurried back to town, and once she felt satisfied that she'd gotten everything she could out of it at that moment, she put it away and hurried forward. And in the town, Pax dropped off Froy and Artie while he went to patrol around to watch for Velen. The two traveled together and spotted Sarah, the young girl that was traveling with Velen. She seemed to be looking around frantically, so they followed her. Edwin and Oz eventually got back to town and split up. Oz headed for the blacksmith to grab his things and leave, while Edwin searched for the others. As he continued towards the tavern, he ran into Sarah, and she asked him where Amber was. He told her that she should be coming into town soon if she wasn't already there, and at that moment, Sarah heard Amber say that she was coming, in her head, and that she was just outside of town. Sarah rushed, out of town and met with Amber in the fields. She told her that they came back to town to bring her father back to life, and seemed really excited that she was able to convince Velen to do it. Amber seemed worried, and after talking to Edwin and fighting Artie and Froy in the bushes, they decided to go to the beach to confront Velen's resurrection, while Artie and Froy kept Sarah busy by taking her to the tavern. While Oz was at the blacksmith gathering his things, he started to hear Velen talking to him, but he couldn't locate where his voice was coming from. He grabbed his crossbow defensively and shouted at him to show himself. Velen didn't take the bait, but Pax heard him shouting and quickly appeared out from behind the building to check on him. Once Oz told him Velen was nearby, Pax immediately went on guard, and then Amber and Edwin showed up. Velen started talking to Pax, saying that something seemed familiar about him now that he was up so close. Familiar in the way that he knew him before Pax first attacked him. Pax then revealed that he was a half-elf, and it was Velen that cut his ears and tried to sacrifice him in Taurua, and that he would save Sarah from having to go through the same fate. At that moment, electricity could be heard building up nearby, and suddenly a bolt of lightning flew across the field, crashing through Pax and immediately knocking him to the ground. Velen now stood, visible just to the west of the blacksmiths, with a smile on his face. What would happen this time? Will everyone die fighting this dude? Or will Emma decide to focus wholly on Everett reading in the archives instead, so this fight gets pushed back another session? Find out on this episode of D&D!
Woo!
I
Edwin
made
dies
it.
of a heart attack.
Yay.
Edwin dies of a heart attack. Yeah, go ahead and make me a death save. That'd be good. Okay.
Just gonna be bad.
This gonna be good. All right. Very fitting music. Okay. Artie and Froy.
Okay.
You guys travel through the town, down the streets with Sarah, her hand in y'all's, heading towards the Blue Moon Tavern to distract her from everything going on off towards the beach. As you're continuing through town, the sun is getting low, but it's hanging on the horizon and shedding light on a clear, beautiful day. Everyone seems to be closing up shop or getting ready for various plans for the night. And once you reach the tavern itself and walk inside, there are a few smiling faces that greet you. Henry, the bartender, obviously recognizes you. And although he doesn't know Sarah very well, he beams at having like a 6-year-old girl coming to hang out in his tavern, because that doesn't happen super often. There are a couple people there playing cards that immediately like cut off saying a curse word as Sarah enters, and seem to be trying to control their language a bit more now that all of you are in there. As you guys sit up on the like bar stools, Artie, you probably have to help Sarah get on top of one.
Yeah.
And Henry greets you with a smile and a, "What can I get for y'all?"
I think you know what I want.
The best
For
of the
them
best, of
two-
course.
Maybe like the best of the best, but kid friendly. I don't know if you got that. Maybe milk, chocolate milk. That's pretty.
I can do chocolate milk. And he looks at Sarah. "Is that what you want?" And she kind of looks around nervously.
It's
Yeah,
really good. I swear.
I've never had chocolate milk before. So he kind of smiles and then he looks at you, Froy. "What can I get for you?"
Do you know where Roy is?
Can't say that I do. Haven't really seen him most of the day.
Okay, I'm good.
Don't want nothing?
Nope.
Alright. Suit yourself. He pours you, Artie, a mug of the best. And then he takes some time kind of making this like chocolate milk for Sarah and kind of drawing a little bit on top with some extra chocolate. And passes it to you two. And Sarah takes this giant mug that's about bigger than her face. And just kind of tilts it forward to take a little sip, and her eyes just kind of light up as the flavor reaches her mouth.
Pretty good, ain't it?
"I think this is the best thing I've ever had."
Yeah.
"Have you had it before?"
I used to drink it a lot as a kid, but I still have it sometimes, but with a little bit of this added.
"What's that? Is it good?"
It's really good. Here, you should try some.
She reaches for it. Froy, you're in between them, so you can intercept this if you want.
Well, you can
Nope.
have some too if you want.
I intercept it.
Okay, so thank God. Okay, so
Yes.
Sarah reaches out for it, and Froy immediately just grabs it and like takes a sip. And Sarah just kind of looks up at you, watching your face as you drink it. How do you like it?
I had to poison test it for you.
Is it poisoned?
Yep.
Oh,
With good poison, though.
With good
maybe
poison.
good poison.
Yeah. You don't have to try it. You can
I'll
keep drinking
just-
your chocolate milk.
I'll just drink this. And she turns her attention back to the chocolate milk. And Henry turns back to you two. "Where'd you get her?"
Where did we get her?
The street.
Yeah, we found her on the street.
In this town?
Oh.
Is she with the crew or something? I haven't seen her
No, she was
before.
running, scared for her life. And we're just two heroes saving people.
Yep. We're the best of the best.
Yes, we are.
Alright, well, drinks are free this round for helping a girl in trouble, I guess.
I like that. I could get used to that.
Okay, I'll have a best of the best.
Alright. And he pours you a mug and drops it on the counter. At that moment, things are seeming pretty peaceful as you guys are just talking with one another. And as you're feeling the drinks a bit more and more as you're getting further down, Sarah just kind of smiles at you both and says, "If the poison's making you feel sick, maybe Velen can help you."
Nah, I kind of like to feel this way.
You'd like to
Velen,
be
he's just-
poisoned?
With this stuff, yeah.
Huh. That's weird.
It's
Tastes
just
good. It makes me feel warm inside.
yeah. It's poisoned with happiness.
Yes, you are right, Floyd.
At that moment,
Oh no.
Oh.
you hear this bolt of lightning coming from outside. It seems close enough that it shakes the building as it hits wherever it struck. And
Did it-
suddenly, Sarah just goes quiet and seems to be listening very carefully and looking at the door.
And it
Well, that's
wasn't
odd.
like,
Maybe we should stay here all night and drink all night.
was it stormy outside before we came in?
Nope, it was a clear day.
Um,
Sarah jumps off the stool and starts heading for the door.
Hey, wait.
Freud goes after her.
Yeah, I got me too. It's
Give me a athletics check. Athletics?
I don't know. You're the DM.
Athletic.
the acrobatics.
Acrobatics
Yo, why
at
you
dis
gotta do
or
that
at
like that?
advantage.
Had advantage. They're both drunk.
Yes!
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
Sarah's small
gosh.
and a kid, so it's
Okay,
not
that's
hard
true,
to
she is
catch
small.
her.
Man,
My first
Artie.
drink did a
Did a
doozy.
number on you.
I'm
Damn,
used to
Artie.
drinking. I'm used to it.
So Froy, you're kind of stumbling off the chair, and you're not really used to being tipsy at all. So it's definitely something that you're getting used to, and you kind of stumble as you first hit the ground. Artie, though, you're used to this shit, and you leap into action, and do you grab Sarah, or do you step in front of her, or what are you doing?
I'll step in front of her.
Okay, so you step in front of her, and she looks up at you and almost crashes into you. Something's happening.
Yeah, I know. We should stay here.
We should.
She
go.
shakes her head. No.
We should go.
We should. Well, we're going with you then.
Okay.
No, we need to get away. That's what they said.
Why would we
Oh
get
my
away?
Gosh, what is this stuff?
Velen needs help.
God, I was having a great moment and it's about to order some food, and now this has.
Can you ride a horse?
They call me the horse rider.
Insight check.
You don't need it. Nope, you've never heard anybody call him that.
Yeah, okay. But we should get her out of here.
Give me an athletics check, Artie.
Nope, she's making a run for it.
She tries to run past you, and you very quickly kind of grab her. and she's trying to like wrestle free of your grip. Let me go!
Sarah, please.
I need to go! I need to be there!
For what?
What do you think is happening right
Velen's in trouble.
now? Maybe you shouldn't be a part of that trouble.
What are you gonna do if Velen's in trouble? Velen can handle himself.
No. He's gonna get hurt
Yeah.
again.
Oh, no.
No, I don't think so. Sarah, you need to stay safe. I can't let you go to
Do you
Valen.
want to ride on a horse?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Henry,
Okay.
can I get best on the to go?
Yeah, let me get you to go
There's
cut.
no time.
There's no time.
We've got to ride a horse.
All right,
Why
no
am
time.
I so loud?
All right. So,
I'm holding her like hand pretty much. In this video.
I'm gonna go look for Pax's horse.
it's you don't have to look far because it's tied outside the tavern.
Perfect.
Like the-
All right. So are you putting her on first, or are you guys hopping on and then like carrying her up, or what are you doing?
I would put Froy up first, then her,
I can get
so
on
he
a
can grab her,
myself.
just so he can hold her, so she can't run or anything, and then I'll go.
Okay.
I'd like to think that we're all like the same size.
Sarah's
Oh, God,
Giant
you guys
horse.
really are.
Oh,
Sarah's a bit smaller than y'all because she's like 4 or 5. But as you're helping Froy up, give me another athletics check at disadvantage.
I don't need it.
I don't know, you're pretty small.
Oh,
Holy
yikes.
shit.
Ouch.
Okay.
Do you want
Wow.
to break?
And the
Wow.
horse
I
kicks
need
him in
that
the
shit.
face.
Okay, you guys can't see my GM roll, but she rolled a 1 as well,
oh my gosh.
but she doesn't have any negatives. So
Can I help? Can I?
you're being put on a horse.
I don't need to be.
She quickly breaks free and runs off.
No!
You guys, you have one job.
I was waiting for that.
All right,
Oh my god.
everyone else.
Hey,
I'm part of that.
I'm part of everyone else.
Yeah.
man.
That's me.
I run after her. If I can.
Yeah, I know.
That's me.
I told you I didn't need help getting on the horse. You're drunk.
I had to make sure the music playing wasn't titled TP.
Nope. So you just watched this arc of lightning fly across the field in front of you. You don't think you've ever actually seen lightning this up close before, especially you, Oz, because you were right
No.
fucking next to it.
I always blink.
But the lightning ends by striking the water behind you, and a great amount of steam rises up from the sea from where it struck. Across from where the lightning ended and from where it first began, Velen is now standing, completely visible with a smile on his face as he watches the smoking body of Pax crumble to the ground. I want all of you to give me an initiative roll.
You got it.
All of us?
Not those present.
Okay.
We should just try talking to him. We don't have to roll initiative.
I don't think he wants to talk.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that would have been so much better.
Yikes.
Roll good rolls, guys.
Hey, yikes over here.
Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
Did you not see
Fire
Wow.
Check
What
the
the
last time we
fuck?
played. I rolled a 1 the first roll I had 2. Why?
This is not good.
I always roll a 1 at the start of the game, it seems.
I
I
hate
love
this.
how I'm the one who's closest to the lightning strike, and I still have the higher initiative.
Hey, Austin, keep it to yourself.
All right. So
Oh,
funny enough, I
no.
didn't roll super well for Velen either,
Sweet.
but he still goes first.
Of course he
Much
does.
insider information.
Shit. He's another. Oh my god.
This is so much fun, you guys.
This is like.
I love
Oz's-
D&D.
This is like fucking. This is like. Oz is like Tony Stark right now. Is like my only. Like his nightmare has finally come true.
It's okay.
Velen stands there and kind of like
As long as Sarah doesn't
dusts off his hands. Well, seems that is over and done with. Now, if you will just sit back and leave me to my work, I will see your father resurrected. And he looks at you, Amber, and then I will be gone once again.
Yeah, that's real nice of you, but you know, I don't think that I don't think that we can let you leave, dude. Like, holy shit.
He kind of chuckles to himself. Do you really think that you have any hope of beating me? Because
You know-
let me warn you, you do not.
Yeah, I've been told that, but you know what they say about like having to try and shit, right?
Amber, I am giving you a gift. I am giving you your father back. Do not take that lightly.
I seem to remember you're the one who took him away in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I was gonna mention a couple.
And
things
now I
here.
am giving back what is owed.
Is it owed? Because I'm really confused as to why you're doing this lovely act of kindness. It seems out of
5-year-old girl convinced you to come back for this?
yeah, like
She
I
was
don't-
not being very cooperative.
yeah. Thank God.
Uh,
I'm glad you're back. Don't get me wrong, but legitimately, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but my dad was dead and that was it. And you can't just wipe that one away, man. Like, I know she takes a very deep breath and she's like, I know what you did, what you're doing with Sarah. I know what you did, Pax, and we cannot let you do that. I won't let you do that.
I'm looking at Pax. Is he like not moving at all?
He's kind of like largely standing in place, but shifting his body weight as this conversation goes on, just watching the three of you.
No, Pax.
No, Pax.
Oh, Pax. Looking down at him, he seems to be in very rough shape. Give me a medicine check as you're kind of looking at him.
Because that'll go so well.
My dad's home. I'm gonna close that door.
Oh, I have a higher wisdom, so some bonus. Ah. Hey, pretty good.
Nice.
He seems to be barely breathing.
Barely hanging on.
And he is unconscious, but he is also presently alive. You're not sure how that condition will fare in a couple minutes' time.
How far away is Edwin and Amber from Oz?
So Oz is... So you guys are probably about 30, 35 feet away from Oz and Oz and Pax, just north of where you're at.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Velen is probably about 45 feet away from you, but probably only about 20 feet from Oz.
So
and he's like
Oz and them are
directly
in the
west of
middle,
Oz.
basically.
There. Let me bring you over to the town map. Okay. So you guys are down here. Oz and Pax are over here. And Velen's like there-ish. Maybe a little further back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, if you truly wish to try, then by all means. And Amber, I need you... Well, hold up. Let me see.
This is fine.
This is fine. This will be fine.
Everything's okay.
I need all three of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Holy shit, this guy's way more powerful than I thought.
Quick question, Oz. Do you still have the black arrow, or did you give that to Pax?
Pax has his own arrows. I do have a single bow
The black arrow. The black arrow.
that I pulled out of Velen already, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was almost a 20. Wisdom save.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was
Edwin.
trying to find it on my.
Oh, Jesus.
Not good.
No,
That's a biggie.
guys.
Amber, Edwin, and Osric. You find your bodies come screeching to a halt.
My gosh, all
Ah.
of them?
You begin to move like forward a little bit to respond to what Velen is saying, but suddenly your bodies just freeze and you find your labor becoming, or your breath becoming very labored as you're simply having to focus on that just to keep going. Oz, this feeling is incredibly familiar to you, and you suddenly are just filled with this anger and frustration towards this situation that is incredibly familiar to you. And you push yourself more and more and more because you will not let this happen again. And slowly but surely, you begin to move once more, and you break free.
Oh, shit.
And Velen's gaze drops to you.
I raise my crossbow directly at his chest and I pull the trigger.
And this was a regular crossbow bolt, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I forgot what my modifier is to hit.
Luckily, he does not have a very high AC.
It's a proficiency plus dex.
Dex, yeah.
So that is a plus 4, but I also have archery, so that's another plus 2.
Yep.
So plus 6.
Awesome. Love it.
Alright. Here we go. Jesus.
Your arrow flies through the sky, and it seems to be kind of missing him anyway. Actually, no. That's actually his armor class. Never mind.
Oh shit.
The arrow seems to be moving straight towards him. And it's about to hit, but suddenly he just waves his hand dismissively, and the arrow seems to bounce off of something suddenly and careen through the air.
Fucking magic.
Osric, you must know you have no hope in this. Just let my gift be and let me go.
I don't really give a shit about hope. This is more personal for me at this point. and I immediately start reloading the special bolt.
Okay. Amber and Edwin, give me another saving throw.
Another wisdom.
Yep.
Oh shit! Son.
Nice. You both do not like this feeling. And seeing Oz fight alone, you cannot stand for this. And so you slowly start pulling yourselves together and you slowly start pushing through this. And it seems to be easier and easier as Velen's focus is on Oz. And you break free suddenly and take a deep breath and look at Velen with kind of anger and probably frustration.
Are you kidding me? Shock and anger, yeah.
Arrogant
Shock and
dick.
anger, boys.
Suddenly, as you move forward, you hear a voice call from like this grouping of buildings over there. All right, let's move! And suddenly, Roy and Henry and a couple of others burst out from the buildings, and a couple of them have light crossbows or bows,
Yes!
and they're gonna
Right.
take some shots at Velen.
Never thought I'd be relieved to see this douchebag.
So does Edwin, Oz. Woo!
That's
Okay. So, one of them seems overly excited and not particularly experienced with fighting, and so he kind of brings up a light crossbow that you recognize to be Jory's. And
Yikes.
the bolt flies through the air, but flies completely wide. The other person, who you would know to be Stephen Amber, he has a bow, just a regular short bow, and fires, and the arrow starts flying towards Velen, and as it gets closer, his arrow also kind of bounces off of this like invisible shield of some sort that surrounded Velen. And Velen turns as Roy and Henry both rush towards him, short swords drawn, and seems to just be growing incredibly annoyed. Now, who is first? Edwin, what would you like to do?
I would like to run over towards Pax's body and pick up his bow.
Okay, so it's about 35 feet away from you, so you're gonna have to like double move to get over there, and you won't be able to do like an action quite yet.
Yeah, I figure as much. As I run though, I'm just like yelling towards Oz. I'm like, "You have to use the arrow, Oz!" I'm just like screaming as I'm running.
like you can see I'm loading.
Well, maybe I can't. I'm 35 feet away.
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with like loading weapons. Is that like a bonus action, or does that require a full action next round?
It requires an action, I believe. Let me look really quick. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just say it's a bonus action for right now.
So as my bonus action, I'm just reloading.
Yeah, it's not quite your turn yet, though.
Yeah.
So, Edwin, you get over to him, and he's not looking great, and I need to roll a death save for him. Ooh.
Make sure he doesn't keel over on us completely. He's got a chance.
Do we even save Pax?
Huh?
Talking to Oz, I'm like, do we even save Pax?
Yes!
Amber, what are you doing?
I'm going. Where am I? I'm pretty close to him, right?
To...
To Velen.
You're about 45 feet away.
Alright, I'm gonna attempt to cast Hold Person.
Okay. So... This is all very new to you. And you're not even entirely sure what you're doing, but after feeling what you just felt, you know you have to do something to stop Velen. And so, you call on this new power that you've contracted yourself with, and you reach out towards Velen with just this deep desire to see him freeze. And suddenly, there's just pain in your arm. As if, like, your entire being and your entire, like, body and all of your muscles are being, like, wrung and stretched.
That's not fun.
It doesn't do any actual damage, but it's just kind of flavor. As you just feel your body being kind of exhausted and pushed in order to cast this magic. And what is your spell save DC?
What is my spell save DC?
So...
It's 11.
Okay.
Because I did not build her for magic.
Yep. That's his thing.
I don't really have high hopes for how this is gonna go, but had to at least try.
Gotta have high hopes.
Hopes. Musical interlude.
So dorky, God.
As this pain reverberates through your body and you reach out and you see Velen beginning to turn around and spread his hands through the air towards Roy and Henry and Stephen and Kendall. Ice beginning to form across the sky. Suddenly, you just see his hand stop in midair and the ice begin to dissolve and fall to the ground as he can no longer move.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It is now his turn, though, so he's going to get another
Oh, shit.
opportunity to save.
Ah! Well, it was a nice moment, guys.
Yeah, he breaks free, looking around confused. He turns to see you, Amber, with your arm outstretched and a bit of surprise on your face. And he seems not very happy.
I would not be surprised by that, yeah.
This is folly, Amber. I will see you dead for this.
Oh, shit.
Oz.
Not if I see you first, bitch.
Oz, it is your turn.
I train the bolt that I put together using the arrowhead I pulled from him earlier, and I aim it as best as I can at his heart.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Siffy!
And
Sister?
Damn it!
somebody got inspiration? They
I
want to
do,
give
I do.
Oz?
Oh, you gonna give it to me?
I'll give it to you.
I really
This is an
hope you
important
want-
shot.
This is really important. Anything's gonna be better than that.
I know.
Except a 1.
It's like you accidentally stabbed yourself in the eye. Alright, here we go. That's better!
Okay, it is better.
At first, you kind of bring your crossbow up, aiming it at Velen, as he was frozen for just a moment. And you take a breath, about to release on the... kind of on your exhale. But then Velen starts moving again, and you pause and just wait a moment to try to figure out where he's going to be. And as you do, you release. And the bolt with the black tip that was once lodged in Velen flies through the air and finds its way back in Velen once again. Suddenly, he reels in pain and drops to one knee, turning towards you, Oz, with just pure, unbridled hatred and anger in his face.
I put up one hand and kind of just, yeah, that's me. Wave at him.
Wow.
How
And
much
he-
damage do I do?
He is staying on the ground right now with a pained expression. Edwin, what are you doing? You're right next to Pax.
So I don't roll damage.
Oh shit, I'm right next to Pax.
Okay.
Just real quick.
You can roll damage, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, 6 points of damage. Alright, Edwin, what are you doing?
I don't have anything to really stabilize him, so I'm just gonna pick up his bow and still train it on. I think I'm just gonna knock an arrow because that'll be my action, correct?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hold it. As
Well, I mean, you
Oz's
can
going
pick it
closer
up
to
and,
him.
like, fire it.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
It's not your action just to pick up the bow and knock an arrow.
Okay. I'm gonna fire at him.
Okay, so you're looking down at Pax, realizing that you have no idea what to do with someone who's been struck by fucking lightning. You've never seen anything like this before, and you're not incredibly medically adept, so to speak, anyway.
Nope, I'm not.
So instead, you see his bow and an arrow with a black tip lying next to him. And you
Oh yeah.
pick them up from him and quickly pull back the drawstring and release. Go ahead and give me an attack.
Right.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Let's go.
Nice.
The arrow, for one, roll damage, but also
Do I double dice or double damage?
double dice. The
What's
arrow
his
bow?
flies through the air. Huh?
Double dice.
I don't know what his bow is.
It's
I'm gonna
a
do it.
short bow.
Is that
It's a
D?
It's a D6.
D6.
Okay.
So 2d6 plus whatever the fuck. Okay, so the arrow careens through the air right after he was struck by Oz's but a moment ago, and he's now kind of on the ground in pain, trying to like fight through whatever he's currently feeling. You take a quick like turnaround shot, and this arrow just suddenly finds itself lodged in his neck, and he falls over to the ground. Amber.
Yeah. What state is this bitch in? How's he looking?
He's on the ground, and you can hear him like screaming in agony as his voice is beginning to become more and more labored pretty quickly.
Okay. Real quick, can I check and make sure Sarah is not anywhere near me? Bye.
Give me a perception check.
Oh man.
And Artie, give me a athletics check.
Can I make a check?
Froy, you can at disadvantage.
Ah, fuck me!
Athletics.
Athletics, yeah. Okay. Oh, Artie, you rolled an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see what Amber rolls.
Amber rolled a 5.
Or not Amber, I meant Sarah. Might be. Yeah. Okay. Amber, you're looking around, but you see no sign of Sarah kind of peeking around any of the buildings.
This is gonna suck, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast at him.
All right.
Oh.
Roll to hit.
Wait, alter flask?
Eldritch
Eldritch-
Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
Oh, you said the altar blast.
Yeah. Welcome to Carolina cannot pronounce words.
Girlfriend.
That's 1d20
Girl saying.
plus 3, I believe. I don't remember anything. Don't typically play magic.
Sounds about right. You said your charisma is +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, then plus your proficiency bonus, so it's +3. You good?
Yep. Hell yeah.
Describe what Amber's doing as she's firing this Eldritch Blast at Velen and what that looks like. He's kind of
Okay.
on the ground, like barely moving, just kind of screaming at this point.
Great.
Roy and Henry have kind of like slowed down and are looking around a bit questioningly as you guys continue your onslaught.
Great. Amber is still shaking from attempting hold person, like her whole body is kind of shaking, but when she sees Velen in pain, she feels kind of bad, but it gives her energy. She feels so angry with him and with what he did to her father and what he's done to Pax and Sarah, and she is focusing all of that anger and directing it at him with whatever she just used and combining that to just try and bring that fucker down.
All right. So you release this blast of energy. And again, it doesn't hurt as badly, but you definitely feel your muscles straining as this force is leaving your body. It seems almost like lightning, but a bit fuller and a bit not as clear. The arc makes its way and finds Valen's body lying on the ground, and he screams out in more pain as it finds him. But he is still just shouting in pain.
Asshole.
Why won't you die?
Exactly like Oblivion. Why won't you die?
Roy and them... Oh, you didn't roll damage. Roll damage.
Ah, shit. You got it.
Maybe that's why he's so screaming.
Because I didn't roll damage. What is it? Hold on.
Hurry up and do
Roll
it,
damage!
I actually
Rip the
forgot
bandit out, rip it out.
what it is.
Like, how much pain am I actually in?
It's 1d10. I got this.
Ooh, that's strong.
Ooh.
Alright, nice. So Roy and Henry have kind of stopped at this point and have moved closer to Velen in case he gets back up and seem to be ready, but they're like looking at you guys for direction as you're just unleashing this onslaught. The people in the back seem to have put their bows and crossbows down for the moment and are just watching as Velen's screams kind of echo throughout the buildings. Velen is laying on the ground, and his screams are becoming more and more hoarse as suddenly they start just getting quieter and quieter, and it sounds like he can barely let one escape his lips now as he's struggling for breath. Oh my god. And he rolls on the ground, or he rolls onto his back, and tries to grab one of the arrow, or grab the arrow that's in his neck, and tries to pull it out, but he doesn't seem to be able to, and you can see this like smoke rising from his from where he's grasping it with his hands, and he just seems to be trying to cry out in pain, but nothing can escape his lips. Oz.
I'm gonna signal to those guys because Pax is still on the ground. I'm gonna signal like him over here, pointing down at him. We need to get him like out of here.
Roy nods, and him and Henry both start booking it over there. Did you want to do anything else?
Well, I'm gonna start. Like, I don't know like lightning strikes, but I know at least burns.
Yeah.
So I like to at least try to make sure this guy doesn't expire, so I can hold it over him forever.
Okay, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
I live for this kind of relationship.
I'm gonna say at disadvantage because this dude's burned
Okay.
fucking bad.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Okay.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
pretty
tight.
good. Pretty
12.
decent.
Terrible.
You're not sure how you're gonna be able to help him fully,
Mhm.
but you start doing small things that you think are going to help kind of alleviate his pain and hopefully stabilize him. Roll a d4. Okay. So, working at this pace, in about 15 seconds, you think you're going to be able to have him stabilized and good. But in those 15 seconds, he's going to have 2 more death saves.
Shit.
And you don't know how his other ones have been going.
Don't you fucking done me, you asshole.
I'm starting to ship this a little bit.
I want to kill you myself.
Edwin, what are you doing?
I'm going over to Amber still with, like, I have an arrow knocked still. I'm like, are we gonna actually
That was the only black tipped arrow.
Oh, there's only
that
one arrow?
Pax
Okay.
had. He has some like normal arrows, but that's the only like black one he had.
I imagine I grab one just still on the defensive.
Yeah.
I say to Amber, are we gonna let this guy live, or do you have something else in mind?
I don't think we can let this guy live. I think he's too dangerous.
He nods and he goes over to Velen, I think he's gonna put an arrow in his skull.
Amber was gonna ask to let him have him, but that's fine if you want.
Oh, no, if you're gonna do that. We're like over by his body. We're like, oh, no, you go.
No, you go ahead. You just go ahead. No, Amber's like, but I want to be the one to do it.
Okay, at that point, he just nods, and then he actually looks towards Roy's like group. How many archers are along the wall, or how many people does he actually have?
So you know that you remember them coming into town. They did not have many people with weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They only had like a couple swords and like a light crossbow and like a bow or two. And so along the buildings you see one younger person, maybe about 19 years old, with a light crossbow that he's now kind of pointing towards the ground. And then another one that seems a little more experienced with a short bow, that he seems to still be kind of ready for anything like that might happen, but he's largely relaxed his grip. But there's those two, and then Roy and his first mate, Henry, who's kind of like this older, like authoritative guy, but a little more on the quiet side around people not in the family, who they both had swords and had kind of rushed up on Velen, but by the time like they were getting close, you guys had already stuck 2 of those arrows in him.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't so keen on just like stabbing a guy already on the ground. That seemed to be kind of out of commission anyway.
They were good distractions.
Alright, Edwin.
Yeah, they definitely distracted him and gave
These are
y'all
the
an
guys
opportunity.
Roy would bring to a fight with them.
Seems like it.
Okay.
Of the ones that are in town, yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay. Go ahead and write this down. Of the people that were there, you've probably picked up, we'll say you've picked up on their names through the weeks, but it's Roy, Henry Smith, Stephen, and Kendall. Kendall's the younger one, and Stephen's kind of the older, more experienced guy.
Just a bunch of boys.
Just a bunch of boys.
Bunch of
Okay.
boys.
Okay,
Who took
Amber.
the shots? I'm sorry. Who took the shots real fast? I just want to keep that noted.
Stephen and Kendall were the ones that shot. Stephen's
Okay.
the only one that hit.
Yeah.
Well, he was
Okay.
about to hit, but then it bounced off Velen's shield, and got him to turn around and focus his attention on those two on those four, while Amber was kind of held personed him.
Okay, I'm just keeping that noted.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Amber,
Hey,
what you doing?
can I check for Sarah again?
Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Because you've already checked once.
You're
You gotta
right.
check it twice. Ain't a problem.
I shouldn't even be letting you do it a second time.
That's fair.
You look around and still see no sign of Sarah.
Great. Okay.
But at that moment,
that's
I do want to have a quick side scene with Artie and Froy, and
Of
for that,
course you do.
I'm gonna pull them into Secret Whispers. So
Of course you
we'll be
See ya,
right back,
suckers.
y'all.
Bye, bitch.
Fair.
Do not suit daddy. Okay. All right. So, Froy and Artie, motherfucker. Okay, there we go. Froy and Artie, as you guys are kind of going to try to take her on this horse ride and maybe distract her a little bit, and she breaks free of you, Artie, while you're distracted with helping Froy, and tries to run off towards the beach. You quickly, grab her and catch her. And again, she's fighting against you, but she does not seem like she's just gonna kind of drop it.
Sarah, I'm sorry. This is the way it has to be. Right?
Let me go, I need help!
You
What are
can't
you
help.
going to do to help?
I don't know, I don't want him to be alone.
Amber could get
he's
hurt.
he's in trouble, I know he's in trouble.
Why do you like Velen?
He's my dad.
He's what?
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's been there for as long as I can remember. Never had a mom.
Amber can be your mom.
But Velen is my dad. And I need to go.
Velen has to go other places.
Not without me.
He has to.
No, he can't leave me.
He's going to.
She starts bawling as she tries to wrest herself from your grip once again. Let me go! Let me go!
Sarah, I'm so sorry.
Velen's screams start being heard,
Oh my gosh.
echoing down the streets of the town. And she stops for a moment, and goes quiet, and immediately starts fighting with a newfound vigor.
Can
Give me
I try
give
to
me
restrain him
another-
if he's in... I should have said this before. Never mind.
Give me another athletics check to try to hold on to her, Artie.
Can I aid him or something?
Yeah, sure.
So, what do I
So
roll?
either both of you can roll athletics, or one of you can roll at advantage.
Mine's -1. What's yours?
Mine's +2, but I haven't rolled like
Alright.
above a 10.
So two.
Okay, so Froy, you can roll 2.
Roll 2?
Yeah, roll at advantage.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Uh-oh. I don't like that sound.
I know that's kind of scary.
So she like elbows you, Artie, and elbows you in the ribs, and you drop her for a second, and your grip kind of relaxes, as she immediately falls to the ground and starts running. And Froy, you just kind of like hug tackle her, and have her above you so that you're the one that kind of hits the ground, but you're holding on for dear life as she's trying to kind of break free of you and run. You said you wanted to try to persuade her?
I was gonna try to hold her to, like, help already hold her, but when I have her in my arms, I'll say, Sarah, a lot of people lied to me when I was younger. I'm not going to lie to you. Velen's not a good person.
Give me a persuasion at disadvantage. Unless you were gonna continue. If you're gonna
I was
continue,
gonna
keep going.
continue.
Okay, go for it.
Did you know that Velen killed Amber's dad?
It's not true.
It is true.
Why are you
Sarah,
lying?
It is true.
Amber told me.
Give me persuasion at disadvantage.
I was there when that happened, right?
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think you were. I think you were like in the tavern, but you were like at the bar. Stop lying! Why are you lying?
I don't have anything to gain from lying to you, Sarah.
We're here to help you.
Why are you lying? Why are you lying? And she's just gonna
We're
kind
not.
of like, she's not fighting anymore, but she's just kind of like crying while you're holding her. And we're gonna leave the scene at that and go back to everybody else.
Oh? Ooh woo?
Ooh, we back. We back,
Ooh.
boys.
Oh boy.
And girls. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's what about me?
Sorry, Eric. I just saw your message. Okay. No, I don't want to play that. No. Okay. I really need a new mouse, y'all.
No.
Okay. So Amber, yeah, looking around, you do not see Sarah at all.
Cool.
So what are you doing?
I am going to cast Eldritch Blast again. And before I do, what is Roy looking at right now?
Oh.
Roy and Henry are both with Oz, with their attention on Pax and trying to kind of help him.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to get his attention without legitimately just yelling, "Hey, Roy, watch this, bitch!"
I mean, you can go that route.
The direct approach.
Eloquent.
She's going to call over, is Pax okay?
You don't know?
Is that what? No,
Oh, you call that out. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we like. Huh? What? I
Y'all
don't.
looking at me? Y'all
I don't
looking
know.
at me? Okay.
Kinda
Now
throw my
I'm
hands
gonna
up.
cast it.
Okay, so this arc of energy shoots out from your hand as pain erupts in your body, and your muscles feel like they're being, like, squeezed of everything they have. And it thuds into Velen, and he rolls over again. Just... It seems like or you feel like he would cry out in more pain if he could. But no noise is able to escape his body as he's just forcing himself to focus on his breathing, or to try to focus on his breathing through the pain. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Well, I don't know about the rest of them, but Oz is definitely shook. Like, oh shit.
Eddie's just watching behind.
It's like, oh, she's cold-blooded.
Oof.
Oof.
All right. Do you continue? Are you walking towards him as you're doing
Oh yeah.
this?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Doing that
Oh.
whole slow walk.
Super
You're walking
fucking
closer and closer to him, and he's turned towards you. Just... He's let go of the arrow in his neck now, but you can see scorch marks on his hand from where he grabbed it. And he's just very much trying to push himself to breathe. But he's not really... He's barely able to. As he's looking up at you, his eyes are just red and bloodshot.
Great.
Oz, you're working with Pax and trying to help him, and he doesn't look like he's doing well. He looks like he's really struggling, but you're so close to saving him.
So close.
But he's gonna have one more death save.
Oh, come on.
All right. Okay. Edwin, are you doing anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, Amber,
I was
what are you
watching
doing?
Amber.
If you
Yeah.
feel like she's being cruel and unusual, you can cut off her
Can
nonsense.
certainly pipe up.
Edwin? No. Edwin was gonna put this guy out.
All right.
Okay, Amber.
Too busy to interject.
Amber.
Amber's here.
Amber.
Amber's here. Yeah. How close am I to him?
We'll say you're like 10 feet away.
10 feet.
So pretty close. Close enough that he can hear you.
Okay.
And you could close the distance with this turn if you wanted. If you wanted to be like right next to him.
Should have done a perception check, I realize now.
I am going to go ahead and get up next to him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna draw my dagger. I have two. I'm gonna just draw one. I'm gonna be like, this has been the worst few weeks of my life. Greatly in part to you. Without you, my dad wouldn't be dead. I wouldn't have to worry about him coming back. And I fucking wouldn't have magic. And you know what? I'm not gonna use magic to kill you right now, because it hurts, man. And I'm gonna stab him.
Alright. So you're standing above him as you say all this, and just slowly and casually take out your dagger. And when you're done, you just kind of put your secondary hand on the top of the dagger, on the hilt, and you just drop your body quickly on top of him, into his heart, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
You hear a loud kind of thud as your dagger pierces his body, and blood starts to rush out. As you're looking at him, as the light is leaving his eyes, you start to see his skin turn to gray, and it begins to crack as these little lines start appearing all throughout it, or all across his skin. And starting from the wound that you've left in his stomach, and the 2 arrows, or where the 2 arrows have pierced, his body just begins to collapse in on itself. And suddenly, his entire body just like falls into like smoke and ash, and it starts kind of dispersing in the area around you as all of his possessions, his clothes and everything, and large portions of the ash are left where he once was.
Yikes.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Dang.
Big oof.
Let's see
was
how
better than
Pax
you
does
thought.
on this last saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
Help my
Come on,
boy!
you
How has it
motherfucker.
gone so far?
I will tell you, he has 1 success and 2 failures.
Shit.
Um,
I'm
if
willing
he
to go
passes
negative.
this one, then Oz will be able to stabilize him this next round. If he doesn't pass,
I mean,
Yay!
What?
You should roll in the chat to see what you get.
no, I GM rolled.
Oh, come on.
Come on!
Oz,
Wait.
you are
Go.
furiously trying to keep this man alive and trying to keep him stabilized. Don't draw on my map.
Wow, way to ruin the moment.
please let me gloat.
You feel his life kind of draining from his body, and you feel almost hopeless that you're going to be able to save him. You're in over your head.
Oh, and you son of a bitch, 1 lightning bolt already? Now that you're already down?
Roy and Henry are both kind of there with you, trying to do what they can to like aid you and help you. And I want you to give me 1 more medicine check.
Fuck.
Come on, Oz.
Don't mess
Come
us
on,
up.
Oz!
Why do I get such important roll?
Add advantage,
No.
because they're helping you.
Thank
Better
you.
not mess us up.
I mean, at least I have some modifiers. There's a first roll.
Well, if he dies, we'll see if all elves die in the same
Okay.
way for Linda.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez!
Alright. You work very, very hard. And you're trying to recall all bits of like information that you've ever encountered about like burns and treating them and doing what you can with what you have on hand. You're not able to do much. And as you're trying and trying and trying, you feel that he's going to be okay.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ, Emma!
And as you sit back and his breathing becomes a little more regular, although he is still unconscious, and Roy and Henry kind of look up at you with a bit of satisfaction on their faces that like you were able to kind of save him and keep him stable. And Amber standing over kind of this ash heap that is left of Velen, and Edwin watching the whole thing. We are going to take a quick 5-minute break to get some water and all that jazz.
That went better than I thought.
That went
Yeah.
way better than I thought. Jeez.
Still waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
I have to.
Oh, well, both of Velen's shoes are left behind, so...
Haha.
Terrible.
I'm scared
Now
that's like
Velen's brother is here.
fake Velen.
That's not real Velen.
The real Velen's somewhere off, and that was like his.
It was
raised
Diet. It was
minion.
Diet Velen.
No, you guys had a huge advantage with the like arrows.
I'm so glad I
To the
saved
point that I wasn't really worried that you guys were gonna die. I just wanted to make it like a thematic and cool encounter.
Yeah.
And hopefully that happened. But
I liked
the big
it.
worry was rolling high enough that you would be able to get past his shield.
Oh yeah.
But with Roy and them's help and him being distracted and Amber holding him and then him getting distracted on Amber, you guys had a few shots where he didn't like think to put shield up. And so, yeah, it went well.
I'll be
It went
back.
well. Cool. All right. We are back from our commercial messages that I won't put into that break because we're not sponsored by anything.
I thought we were. Yeah.
Yeah, we're sponsored by our love for Dungeons and Dragons. Yay.
Doesn't really love us back at times.
Doesn't love us back at times, but
Loved
you
us
know,
today, though. We're still alive.
Really.
you guys are
Thank
still
God
alive. You're doing good.
Give it time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it time. It's all good.
Roy's
Okay.
like,
So, Edwin, you saw Velen's body just kind of disperse into this ash and dust. However, Oz and everybody else, your attention was kind of focused on Pax. Now that he is stabilized, Roy just kind of looks at you after you've taken a few breaths and relaxed for a moment. That was a close one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You-
shit.
You got that right.
Surprised you even showed.
I mean, we made a deal, didn't we? Said I would help you out. Did what I could. Did what we could.
I mean, so we didn't really have a plan, so at least you showed up.
Yeah. He was gonna kind of like look past you, Oz, towards Amber. The few things seemingly on his mind. Since when could you do all that, Amber?
Since about, maybe an hour ago tops.
Wow.
Yeah, you're telling me. That shit hurted.
It hurt? I don't...
Yeah, no, like, I don't know how people do it. It legitimately, it's like, when like a Charlie horse, like when it hurt, it's like that. Except all over
Ow.
your body.
I've never heard about that. But I've never really heard much about magic anyway, so...
Well,
I guess you're the expert here.
No,
Not that this is at
he
all
was the expert here, and she
fascinating.
kind of kicks Velen's ashes.
really kick a man when he's down, don't you?
Hey,
Not that this is all fascinating, but can we get this poor son of a bitch off the fucking beach?
Yeah, all right. That was a terrible accent.
What
Henry,
was that?
I don't know. Henry
Some kind of
speaks up
stretcher?
and looks towards Roy and kind of calls over the others. We need to get this man back to the Blue Moon, rest him up a bit. Hopefully he'll recover on his own pretty quick.
Careful
God,
with him.
that's fucking terrible. Okay.
Henry's accent is defined as terrible.
Yeah, it's just a terrible accent.
Is that where he's from?
All
Yep, sure.
all four of them. I'm gonna give Roy a check. Roy looks towards you, Oz. You work in the blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
Do you
What's
guys
going on?
have any like tarp or cloth or anything that we can use to carry this guy a little more gently?
I start thinking, the dungeon master, do I know of any tarps?
Yeah, you guys. We'll say you keep one. Um, we'll say you keep kind of like a thick blanket behind the
Yeah.
counter
Alright, yeah.
that you can like throw on fires
Yeah,
to put them
follow
out.
me. I know exactly what you need.
All right. He's gonna follow you over.
Yeah, I enter the blacksmith and go behind the counter and dig out that blanket.
Okay. He
Uh,
takes it from you and heads
it ain't
back
much,
and
but it'll
uh,
do.
yeah, I think it'll be a lot better than all of us just grabbing him and trying to carry him.
Mhm.
Okay. Come on, guys, and the four of them are gonna work together to get this underneath Pax, and then gently lift him and start slowly carrying him back to the Blue Moon. While
Um,
the three of you are left to your own devices, or you guys can do stuff.
did the when he disappeared or turned to ash, did any of the, like, did the arrows survive that, or was
No,
that also
the
I was gonna
arrows
ask
are
about
gone too.
everything he had on
everything
him
that
just
was
crumbled,
attached?
right?
Okay.
No, so his body crumbled and the arrows crumbled. But his possessions were left behind.
Oh yeah, let's loot his shit.
Are we
Yeah, I was
gonna
gonna
loot
say
that
I would loot
bitch?
that.
Yeah, loot that bitch.
As we're looking, I'm like, Amber, was this your magic that made him crumble apart? Never seen
I
this.
think it was
Well,
the arrows, honestly. Like, because remember when we found him in the tower?
Right.
I pick up my crossbow and I head over to where like his ash heap is and start looking through his shit.
Yeah.
You start searching through his shit, and you find 13 gold, 7 silver, 3 copper.
Sorry, how many silver
7,
and 3 copper?
3 copper. And you find basically some kind of regents, but nothing else.
What do you mean by regions?
Like stuff that he could, like flowers and spider silk and
Oh,
just random
reagents.
things to that he could
So
use
the
to cast
yeah,
magic. But to
the
you,
jail
it just seems
was
like random shit.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what the fuck?
Is his like cloak there too on the ground or whatever he was wearing?
His clothes are there, yeah. We'll say he had a cloak. Actually, he did have a cloak. I think I
It
mentioned
was
that
green.
before. Yeah, green cloak.
I think we keep
Cloak
this
and
hidden away from Sarah so she doesn't.
I think we burn it, personally.
Let's do it.
Do what you want with it.
Hey, Oz.
Yeah.
Good idea asking Roy to come help. I don't think we could have done as good without him.
You're welcome. And I'm gonna look for that bolt I fired earlier because I am a stickler for this shit. I don't want all my stuff.
Give me an investigation check.
That's
Sufi texted me and he said, "Love y'all too."
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Alright.
texted
Aww.
all of us, Emma.
Oh,
Come on,
Well,
Emma. You're
I
not
thought
that
I was special. Yeah, you
How the
can't
fuck-
find it. It kind of deflected off of Velen's shield and
okay.
flew off somewhere that you didn't quite track.
Oh,
In
we
the
got
heat of the
7
moment.
now.
Was the
Yeah.
heat of the moment. All right. What are you guys doing?
What do we tell Sarah?
That is a great question I had not considered. She's like actively working on dusting the ash and shit off of her hands.
This ought to be good.
Yeah. You guys got any ideas?
We can lie to her, say he ran away.
I mean, she's not stupid.
No,
can
she's
blame
not
Roy.
stupid. Blame
Hey.
Roy is a very interesting prospect.
Say we try to save him.
I'm perfectly content
Yeah.
to
Yada.
wait till Pax is good enough to explain that shit to her. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not lying to her at any point, guys. That's a recipe for disaster.
So you're gonna tell her that you killed him?
Okay, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here.
I mean, you got pretty hardcore there at the end.
Yeah, she looks really embarrassed. Sorry you guys had to see that.
I mean, we all have our vices.
I think that was the way to end the problem.
Some vicious shit.
Yeah, I think we should. Well, we'll tell her he died, I guess. Or, yeah, lying isn't gonna work, so we're just gonna have to tell her that he died.
Well, I think we have to find her first, so we'll decide what we do after we find her.
Okay, here's my plan, just so we get our story straight in case we don't get a chance to think of something better. He tried to kill Pax, we defended ourselves, he died. Because that's what happened, right?
That is what happened.
Alright, we'll just do that.
I mean,
It's
I
gonna
could have
sound
been me. I was
perfectly.
standing right
It's
fucking
gonna
there.
sound perfectly fine to a 5-year-old girl.
I was
Nothing's
literally-
gonna sound fine to a five-year-old girl whose
Exactly.
guardian we
She's
just
gonna be
fucking
upset.
murdered.
You know she's gonna cry.
Oh, I can't
You
take
know-
that.
That lightning bolt could have easily been directed at me. Oh shit.
Yeah, she's gonna cry, she's gonna be mad.
I can still
we
smell
can't-
that fucker. Ugh.
We can't lie to her.
She'll
Maybe
learn
I
the truth
shouldn't talk
someday.
to her because I'll probably just swear in front of her, and you don't seem to like that. So.
Yeah, no, swearing bad. The other thing is, let's not make a whole big deal of like the whole fact that he was gonna like leave her to die in the woods. Let's let Pax be the one to break that
Yeah.
lovely information.
Yeah,
Y'all
she'll learn in time exactly what Velen was gonna do with.
Did y'all see his Pax
Are you-
ears?
Yeah, that shit was weird. That looked painful.
Fucker's a half elf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
obviously,
don't know
as
what the story between them two is, but it's probably pretty fucking interesting. Probably goddamn tragic.
You think that was anything like what he did? Because elves live for fucking ever, right?
Yes. Longer than dwarves,
Pax was just another Sarah.
perhaps. Who
Twisted
knows? We let
fucker.
this Who knows? We let this transpire 100 years from now. She's the one in Pax's position. Who's to say?
thanks for helping Paxos.
Oh, I'm gonna lord that shit over him forever.
If anything happens to us, I know you'll be there.
He can no longer call us incompetent.
I mean, he was taken out by a lightning bolt. Did you see it? You guys, did you see that? Were you nearby, close enough to see that shit?
I saw. Yeah, we saw everything.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that was
I just remembered something. He pointed out that thing on the beach. Is that sculpture still there?
Oh,
It is still there.
Should we check that shit out? Because
Amber is staying far away from it.
I mean, I'll check it out. You don't
Yeah.
have to come.
You guys go
I'll
for
go
it. I
with
have
you.
a feeling I do not want to know what it is.
If it comes to not, we'll talk about it when we.
Yeah, you guys let me know what you think I should know, you know?
Yeah.
Lie to me if it'll make me feel better. Goodbye.
All right.
So, Oz, you're going down there?
Yeah,
I'm going down there as well.
Okay.
Oh shit.
there.
Oh no.
You guys slowly walk towards the beach and towards this basically sand sculpture of a person just laying down on the ground. Walking over, and as you're examining it, what do you do?
Does it seem to be in the shape of someone we recognize?
It seems to kind of be like a general, like, on the bathroom doors and stuff, it's just like a very kind of general outline of like a man or a woman.
Gotcha.
It's
I'm
very
gonna-
much like that. It's
with
just
my
kind of
sheath
the
sword,
shape of a like person's
And it's-
body.
It's entirely
My
sand.
sheath sword. I'm gonna poke it in the body.
You poke it.
Yeah.
As you poke it, as you like press past like the first layer of sand, like your sword is smooth going into the sand, but past that you feel like something else. And as you pull your sword out, some blood
No, it was a
starts.
sheath sword. I did
Sheathed
not-
sword?
Yeah, sheathed.
Yeah.
Still.
I just wanted to nudge it.
Yeah, blood still pours out.
Fuck.
Oh.
Seeing that, I run up and or I get close enough to like wipe away like the sand from the face area. It's happening.
Okay, so as you're wiping away the face, you just feel the sand is sticking to something like gooey. And as you're wiping the sand off, it's just coming off in clumps as it looks like you're peeling back layers of kind of muscle and sinew that didn't really connect,
God.
and like there's just some blood kind of oozing underneath.
I stopped doing that as soon as I get that shit all over my hand.
Yeah, it
Oh,
seems like
that-
kind of a body was being formed underneath here,
Mhm.
and it
Exactly.
didn't finish.
That's what Edwin was about to say. Is like, Oz, is that an unfinished body in the same?
Oz retches. Like he's got shit on his
Edwin's
hands. So
just shocked right now. Yeah, he's like,
what the?
we have to destroy this.
Oh god. Do you got anything that like? I don't know what to fucking use, man. Is there any like? Yeah. Is there like any? I'm looking around to see if there's anything like I can use to like not to destroy it, but not touch it.
How would you destroy it?
I don't know.
I was thinking just sweep the legs with my sword.
You're gonna sweep the legs with your sword?
Oh my god, this is gonna be gross.
Is that what you're doing?
I think so. Yeah.
The
Gonna
water
cut
is
it down so
about
it
10
falls
feet
in-
away.
Are there any
Can we?
buckets?
Can we just lift it and throw it in the water?
We could try.
Yeah, you could try.
Yeah, let's just try that shit. I'm trying to figure out
Okay.
how to throw
Hey,
it.
Oz, I get one
Hopefully-
side, you get the
I
other.
really hope it dissolves.
Uh,
This is probably a bad idea.
you guys grab
Is
it.
it solid?
One.
No, it's
Two.
not.
It's
You
not straight?
guys
Oh.
grab it from underneath, and as you try to lift, you just lift like through it as the body disconnects from everything else, and these pieces of like muscle and organ and flesh just kind of fall away from the rest of it. And oh my god, this is so gross.
I just stare daggers at anyone. I'm like, I blame you for this shit. And I go over to 10 feet and start washing my hands off.
Yeah, I'm like,
As I wrench into the
go
water.
into.
Oh no.
Like,
Okay.
ugh.
This is a great bonding experience for you two.
This does not
Don't
do that.
talk. Just
What's-
clean.
What's the next plan?
The next plan is just to bury it in sand.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna like dig up a bunch of sand and just cover it up as best we can. Hopefully
Okay.
no one finds it later.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh.
Give me a survival check. At advantage
Roll?
since you're helping each other. One of you can roll twice, or both of you can roll.
Oh, okay, okay.
Whichever you would like to do.
Survival.
I'll let you roll.
That's 3.
It was your idea after all.
Ooh.
You do
You
really
hide it
fucking good.
So well.
You hide it so well, so naturally.
I'm gonna hide all my vomit.
Yeah,
And do,
nobody's ever gonna find that.
All right, Edwin,
Tell
put your
anyone
name
I'll-
in there.
I'll kill you. I'm kidding.
Goes.
Or am I?
Okay. No, same to you.
Oh.
Or am I?
Before I forget, I reach in my bag. Let me just see something, and I pull out the gorget, and I like, all right, come here a little closer, and I like test to see the fit on his neck.
It fits.
It fits. All right, and I buckle it, just in case Freud decides to get uppity again. Basically, what I just did is put a piece of armor around your neck.
He looks
Found
at
it.
it and
I
he's
found
like,
it in the
Oz.
smithy.
Gives you like a side hug thing, a weird.
Don't make it weird.
Alright.
Let's just go find Sarah and tell her friend's dead.
Okay, okay. He's just like rubbing the metal piece on his throat now.
Okay, we're gonna go back up.
As well as,
The whole Velen deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Amber, were you watching them on the beach at all, or?
No, she was deliberately not.
Okay,
Okay,
that's the smart
good.
move. Yeah.
You was down.
Okay, so
She had a good feeling she knew what was going on down that beach. She didn't want to be anywhere near it.
Girl,
Yep.
know
Yeah, I
that.
thought I had that same feeling, but
okay,
Hey, it's Guy Love. Shut up.
so are you three heading back to town?
Yeah.
Are the boys coming back for me first, or am I gonna have to head back on my own?
boys are back in
I
town.
think
Did you
they're
wait for us?
going to you guys. If you were waiting around, if you went
Yeah,
back
I
to
would
town
hang out
first.
with you.
Yeah,
So
we'll just come to you first. You don't want to know.
I thought so. All right.
As we're
How
walking back, I'm just like, I'm glad Froy and Artie were able to take care of Sarah at least. Glad she didn't get.
Kind of have expected her to show up.
Yeah, I was worried. I was like, yeah, you know what's gonna happen is she's gonna walk in right when I'm like not looking my best.
We took her to the tavern, right?
Yeah, they took her to the tavern. That's where I told him.
Hopefully
Stands
Artie
to
didn't
reason.
give her some alcohol or anything.
Oh, I told him I'd kill him if he did, but I guarantee you he didn't listen to me.
You can smell Froy's breath? He obviously had some.
Yeah, but Froy doesn't have anyone to say no, don't give Froy alcohol. Except for common fucking sense, which I guess already has none.
No.
Well, let's just see if we can find them first. Hopefully
Yep.
they're where
Check
we
the
left,
tavern.
where we expect them to be.
Fingers crossed.
All right.
And we set off.
You guys head back to town.
Making our way down.
Making my way down.
As you get closer to the blue moon, you just see Artie kind of nearby, but Freud just holding on to Sarah, like laying on the ground as she's just. It seems like she was definitely crying a lot harder than she is now, but she's still kind of like sniffling and like struggling as you guys walk up. And Froy appears to kind of be like whispering to try to like calm her down, but it's not working.
I look to Amber. I'm like, I think this is you.
You fucking would, wouldn't you?
Sorry.
Amber gives Oz a big old glare, and yeah, I'll go ahead and walk up and be like,
What did I?
Oz?
Like he does it like what? Like, kind of expression. Like what?
you guys better be right behind me, and she's gonna walk over.
Yeah, I'll be behind her. Just
Yep, same with Eddie.
saying nothing.
You walk over, and obviously Artie and Froy both hear you guys coming and look up. But Sarah's just curled into a ball as well as she can in Froy's kind of grasp, and isn't looking up as you all approach.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Howdy.
Can I let her go?
Yeah, you can let her go. Oh, were you talking to them? Yeah, sorry.
I guess if you, yeah, you can.
Alright, I let her go slowly.
She doesn't seem to like move or do anything as you're letting her go.
Oh.
I need to go help Valen. Why won't you let me help Valen?
I look at Amber.
Why are you all doing this to me? Amber, kind of shuffles, and she's like, hey, like, I'm sorry. She takes a real deep breath, and she, like, looks at anyone else to maybe say what she's about to say.
I already told you why you can't help Velen.
He needs my help.
I give Amber the look like you don't want me to rip off this band-aid.
Amber gets down on her knees by where they are, and she says, babe, Belen's gone.
No, he wasn't gonna leave me. He was taking me to see Yaba. He wouldn't leave me.
There's a lot that I know about Yava and Velen. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know how to say it, but he's gone now.
Where did he go?
Into the sky.
Thanks, Roy. He attacked
Became a bird.
Roy. You good?
I don't know. I feel very weird.
As you're stammering, to try to figure out what to say or how to phrase things, she just suddenly kind of like springs, and wraps her arms around you and just starts crying into your lap.
Okay. I'm gonna hesitantly, like, hug her back.
Oh, that was Eric.
Where did he go? Why did he leave me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Welcome fucking back, man. Sarah, she takes a real deep breath again. He's dead.
She cries harder.
I
He needed my help. He needed me there. And they wouldn't let me go.
don't think there's anything you could have done, babe.
I could have been there.
I think it's best that you weren't.
Why? Why couldn't I be there?
You remember when my dad died?
We were bringing him back. It was
He's not
gonna be
coming back.
okay again.
Oh.
You were gonna be happy again.
We'll still both be happy again. Someday. Not right now. But I promise it'll get better. I'm still just hugging on her. And this sucks.
Where are we right now exactly? Are we in the tavern?
You're out in
Outside
the
the
courtyard.
Oh, okay, I thought we were outside.
Yeah, we're outside.
Where's Pax?
Pax, oh,
There's.
boy.
Oh, yeah. They haven't made it to the tavern yet. They're
Uh,
taking things real slow.
he made it
What?
out.
But they're next to me, right?
I'll like stand. I'll move directly to Roy, and I kind of like put my hand on his shoulder and like, he got hurt pretty bad, but he's alive. We're gonna take him to the Blue Moon. Hopefully he pulls through.
Who's taking him?
Oh, Jesus.
Um,
I forgot about that shit.
promise, and I grip his shoulder at this point. Promise you won't freak out. I need to hear you say it.
This kid is super drunk.
He is pretty drunk.
Promise.
Okay. It was Roy.
You are going to come with me
No, Sophie.
and
We're
make sure
not
he
going-
gets there.
All right.
And I promise that I will never have anything that's the best of the best again.
Well, I don't rightly understand what that means, but okay. No throat punches for now until Pax is
No.
out of the woods. All
He
right.
likes the woods.
Metaphorical woods. Out of danger.
Yeah, that's why we're making sure Roy's not doing anything.
Just come on, let's go to the Blue Moon. Fuck. And I kind of like turn him in the direction of the Blue Moon.
Don't
like,
take your arm off me.
we'll meet you later. And I, like put my hand on his shoulder, like direct him to the Blue Moon.
All right. Oz and Froy, you two start
Kinda-
heading into
I
the
would,
tavern.
like as we leave, I whisper in his ear, how much did you drink?
Me?
Yeah, yes, you.
Uh-oh.
You're the only one here.
I didn't even have one.
I'm gonna have to have a serious talk with Artie.
All right.
No, he's cool.
And with that, you guys push open the door and walk inside. Amber, you currently have Sarah in your lap.
Yep, I do.
Edwin, Artie, were you guys wanting to do anything?
Like, I don't think. What time of day is it right now?
Sun is setting. It's almost dark.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go into the tavern.
Artie? He's not even there.
Yeah,
Okay.
asked about it again. Jesus.
So we'll assume Artie goes into the tavern as well.
Mhm.
Because, let's be honest, he probably does.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest, though. Amber, like, you don't feel comfortable just kind of, like, standing her up or doing anything at this point. But she kind of, like, whispers to where you almost don't hear her. But she says, "Why didn't you save him?"
Amber hugs her tighter. And she says, I wish I could explain it to you. I'm so sorry.
What happened?
I think it would be better if we got some sleep and I told you tomorrow.
You promise?
I promise.
Who's gonna take care of me now?
We'll figure it out. Don't worry. I know some good people.
Okay. She's gonna cry some more, but she'll kind of lift herself from your lap and, like, slowly stand up.
Alright, let's get you to bed. Okay.
She's wiping her eyes as she's still, like, sniffling and crying a little, but she'll walk with you into the tavern. I imagine you go to the tavern.
That's the plan.
Okay, cool. You walk inside, and as you guys enter, like, everybody turns pretty quiet. Do you just take her to, like, one of the rooms in the back, or what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm just gonna take her to one of the rooms in the back for now.
Okay. So you take her there, and are you gonna tuck her in and leave her, or are you staying there for a while, or?
I'm gonna get her some water, because she just cried a shit ton, so she's gonna be dehydrated, but then I'll sit and I'll
True.
sleep for a little bit.
So you're hanging out in there with her, and she's not really talking at this point, but she's still struggling a lot. And you know there's nothing that you can really say at this point to help her. Because, like she said, seemingly so long ago, when you lost your father, that she wasn't sure what it was like, but she imagined it would be a lot like losing Belen for her. People in the bar, you guys doing anything?
Edwin goes to the bar, gets the best of the best, and goes and sits off in a corner.
We're gonna, Troy and I are gonna try to make sure that Pax made it okay to the bar.
Yeah, they arrive a bit, like, probably about 10 minutes later. They were traveling along the coast,
Mhm.
and just trying to avoid traffic and take things as slow as they felt they needed to.
Yeah.
But they do get him there, and everybody is pretty surprised when they kind of see that scene
I
of.
ask Henry the bar guy, is there anywhere we can lay him up so he can rest and hopefully recover from freak lightning?
Yeah, of course. Don't worry about it. If some more folk come into town, I may need to clear some rooms, but I figure we should be good. But just
Thanks.
focus on getting him rested and well.
Roy, you want to go with him? I have my hand on his shoulder still because I'm like, not attack anybody yet.
Froy,
Roy,
Yeah,
where you gonna go?
I'm gonna go with Pax.
Okay,
Alright.
cool.
I'll
you.
I'll escort him to whatever room.
All right. So you follow them back into the room, as Roy, Henry, Kendall, and Stephen very, very carefully put him onto the bed. And Roy turns to you, Oz.
Mhm.
Is it all right if we just keep that blanket under him for now, or?
Yeah, we'll leave him for now.
Okay.
I'll explain to the Smith the whole situation.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna start kind of filing out, and Roy looks at you, Froy, and just kind of says, "It's good to see you." And he kind of pats your shoulder and walks out.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a clarification, Roy doesn't know Froy fucking hates him.
Yeah.
He thinks they're on good terms.
It's even better.
Can't be. I turned to Roy like, this can't be easy.
No. But he's gonna get it.
Focus on Pax right now. Make sure he makes it through this. All that other shit can wait. Alright? You watch over him.
I don't know what to do.
Just if he wakes, just let somebody know. We'll come check on him. I think he just needs a friend right now. And to be honest, I think you're his only one.
Well, it's not you.
I'd be lying if I said I've viewed Pax as a friend. So I'm not gonna lie to you.
Good. Because that's what Roy did.
You're gonna have to at least some time tell me everything that went down, other than because I get you don't like him. I get it. But if you go at him half cocked, it's not gonna end well for you. You almost died, Froy. Keep that in mind. You're lucky to be here. Don't push it. Just my 2 cents. And I walk out.
Troy doesn't say anything. He just stays there with Pax.
All right. Oz, what are you doing the rest of the night?
Well, I go fill up a seat next to Edwin and start drinking.
Are you staying in town?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in town.
Come.
After all the shit that's gone down, my plans have been derailed a little bit.
Yeah. All right. We'll say that during the night, all of you are kind of sitting quietly, just in contemplation of everything that's happened the past few hours. Eventually, you find your way back home. Oz, you see a candle light coming from under the door of Dell's room, and you can hear her softly humming to herself. So you know she's okay, but
Yeah.
we'll say for simplicity's sake, you just kind of go to bed on your own. And that night, all of you fall asleep after thinking for quite some time. And during the night, you level up.
Hell yeah!
So go ahead and do all that shit. Elisha, you level up as well. So I know you're not feeling super great, but whenever you're feeling good enough and you want to work on that and look that over a bit, do feel free. During the night, though, something happens with Amber.
Ah, fuck. I can't believe.
Can't
I've
believe
done
you've done
this.
this.
Can't believe it.
Hey,
Hey, bitch.
hey, bitch, what's going on?
Not much. I'm enjoying the fuck out of tonight, though.
Yeah, I'm glad. We'll say it's been a pretty crazy day, obviously. So since the encounter with Velen and the night with Sarah and everything else going on, you haven't really looked at the book at all anymore. But that night, as you've drifted off to sleep, you have a dream, a vision, you're not really sure. But in it, you're standing in a room of darkness whose walls you're not sure how far exactly they go. But in front of you, about 30 feet, there's this small girl whose outline you can barely see, who seems to be kind of like leaning over a small candlelight, whose candle is almost down to the very last bit of wax.
I'm going to approach this child.
As you try to step forward, it feels like your feet are stuck to the ground.
Cool.
So you almost fall over as you try to take your first step. But you make some sort of involuntary noise as you kind of realize what's going on. And the girl turns and stands with the candle behind her. You can only barely see her outline, but she seems young. And she's looking at you. You must be Amber.
Yeah. That's me.
It's good to meet you face to face, I guess.
I guess? And you are?
I'm Ame.
Oh, shit! I mean, oh, wow! Nice to meet you, face to face, yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for working with me. I don't know that I have much time left. So I'm thankful that you're willing to let me see things a little bit before my time is gone.
That's really morbid.
Yeah,
What do you mean your time's almost gone?
my candle's almost out. I've been trying to keep it going, but there's not much left. And then I'll be gone.
That's really sad.
Yeah. But thanks to you, I'm not stuck in that book anymore.
Yeah, if you don't mind
And
me asking, how did that happen?
I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't really remember anything.
Weird.
Yeah. But I like being able to see the colors of the sky and hear the birds. It's a bit of an intense day, but
Yeah.
I was
Sorry about
thankful
that.
to experience it.
Well, hopefully that's the most intense things get for a little while around here.
Well, I'll be here for whether it's intense or peaceful, and either way it's better than sitting in a dark room trying to protect a little light.
I can only imagine. This place
Yeah,
sucks.
it's not the best.
How old are you?
I don't know.
How old is? Can I tell from her height? Like, does she look older or younger than Sarah?
Give me a perception check.
Cool. Oops, I'm still at advantage. Not that it matters.
It's the same number, yeah. You think a little older,
Okay.
but can't be like too much older.
Cool. Well, thanks for your help too. Definitely needed that.
Glad I could help a bit.
Were
Did
you
you-
ever like? Go ahead.
No, you go.
Were you ever like not in a book?
She's quiet for a moment. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Huh.
I only really remember being here for a long time. I don't really remember anything before.
This is blowing my mind a little bit, Ame.
I'm sorry.
No, it's like, I mean, it's fine. It's not like you can do anything about it, and it's not a bad thing. I'm just. How did Edwin end up with you? Do you know?
I think he just found me.
I'll have to ask him. He just
Yeah.
kind of gave the book to me with no real explanation or anything.
I remember seeing his words, but I couldn't. He couldn't hear me, and I never saw him here.
Is this gonna happen every night, or is this a one-time deal?
I don't know.
Wow. New frontiers.
For us both, I guess.
Well, I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, me too. Did you have any questions?
How long do you think you got?
Maybe a few years. I don't know.
You really don't need anything else from me other than just the seeing and hearing shit. Stuff.
I just want to be able to see the world a little bit before my time's up.
Understandable. Last one, I guess. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be here. Is magic supposed to hurt like that? Does it hurt like that for everyone, or is it just because I'm new at this?
I'm not sure. Maybe if you write it in the book, I'll be able to answer better.
I'll give it a shot then.
Okay. It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Good luck. And then
Yeah.
suddenly you like wake up from your dream.
Nice.
And it's kind of the middle of the night. and Sarah's like asleep in the bed in front of you, and you just kind of fell asleep in this chair by her bed.
Alright.
But we can leave it there,
Yeah.
or if you want to do anything else, you're free.
No, I'm just gonna kind of try and fall asleep again, I guess.
Okay. Your brain is kind of like swirling with thoughts after that, but we'll say you're able to fall asleep eventually, and we will go back up to everybody else.
Hell yeah.
We back.
What else do you want to do?
Back
About
again.
time.
She's back. Yeah, that's what's happening.
All right. So after you all level up, which I imagine you guys have been working on or looking at, hopefully,
Yeah.
because we're immediately going into a combat with Roy. No, I'm kidding.
Ah, shit!
We're actually gonna leave it there for the night.
Okay.
After that long of a whisper session.
We
After
didn't die.
that long of a whisper session, but it's recorded now, and
Yeah.
it's recorded properly. So once I
We can
post it,
all
you guys
listen.
can listen back and see what happened.
Cool.
But yeah, good session, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, everybody who might tune in one day. I don't know. Probably
Smash
never.
that subscribe button. Hit the like.
Hit that like, favorite, and subscribe.
But
Um,
and follow us on all our socials.
Yeah, all of our
I will
social
not
media
be
that we
telling you
don't
what they
have.
are.
Yeah. But yeah, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm talking to you guys, the players now, but I hope you guys
Aw.
enjoyed
It
it.
was a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah, are people free Thursday still, or does playing
Yeah.
Monday kind of mess with that?
Nope,
No,
should be.
I'm good so far.
That should be good.
I got a pretty stable schedule.
Brandon, Austin, are they even there? Apparently not.
Granddad.
I'll text them later. So
Alright.
let's plan on still playing Thursday. And if something happens, then we'll not play on Thursday.
No.
But okay.
Oh no.
But now we
Yeah.
gotta keep an upload schedule.
I mean, I'll just upload whenever, like, after we play. But
I mean,
yeah.
if you want to, that's a real pedestrian effort.
Okay, cool.
We can cut all this in post.
Yeah, we'll cut all this in post. We'll make it sound way, way better.
Can you lower my voice?
No. All right, yeah. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.